How you going, guys? Kurtis from Cutting Edge Engineering. Today we're going to get started on rebuilding the hydraulic pump for the Franna crane. The way this hydraulic pump works is it is coupled directly onto the crankshaft of the engine, and when the crankshaft spins, it spins the pump. That then creates suction on the inlet side, which pulls the hydraulic oil into it, pressurizes it, and pushes it out the other side with pressure and volume, and that powers accessories on the crane, like the hydraulic rams and the winch. And the more you rev the engine, the faster the pump spins, which creates more volume and more pressure, and makes all those accessories work quicker. We'll give you an example with our forklift. So that's a general example on how the hydraulic pumps work and how they function when you rev the engine. A lot of machinery, especially industrial machinery, do have hydraulic pumps. We have one in our bandsaw, our yard crane, and one of our lathes. So when this was on the Franna crane, it was functioning 100%. But the problem we have, we need to adapt this to our new engine. And unfortunately, the coupling style on the front of the pump are no longer available and we can't get parts for it. So we need to replace that with a coupling we can get off the shelf. But this one is seized on there. And because I'm anticipating I'm going to have to use heat, that means I'm probably going to damage the seals and have to replace them. So we're just going to do a complete rebuild. And we could have made an adapter plate to go from the coupling to our new engine, but the threads on this are far too damaged and torn out, so that's not an option. So this pump is actually a bit of a mystery. There is a name on the back of it and it is Italian, but there is no identifying plaque to give us a part number or what size the pump is. We did go through the Franna parts book, but it actually lists a different pump, which means this one is probably not the original one off the crane, and that's all we know about it. Because we couldn't identify it, we're just going to have to see if we can get replacement parts, but first thing we need to do is get this coupling off.
Ooh. Oh.
That's bending. I twisted it.
Oh dear. What, you bent that? Oh jeez. Nope. Oh.
So like everything else on the Franna crane, they are not coming undone. So we're going to apply some heat and hopefully get them to loosen up.
Oh. Yes. What? Good one.
Funny. So that's the coupling removed. It really didn't put up too much of a fight. Now we got that out of the way, we're going to continue on disassembling the pump.
Ooh.
What'd you get?
Did it undo it?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
More power.
More power, okay. Ooh. Jeez. Oh no. More power? What else you got? More power?
More power. Gotta be joking. So I thought we got lucky and undid it, but that was actually another bolt. And this one is not budging, so I am going to apply a little bit of heat to the head and try not to melt the aluminium housing.
Hey. Now what?
Let's get the other ones undone.
That's just that one. There's none up. Hey, is that a part number?
No. 1-67. Don't think that'll eventuate to anything. Wow, that is in there.
It stripped it.
Yeah. So we've tried pretty much everything with that, and I've actually stripped the hex out of it. So what we're going to have to do now is weld the nut to the top of it and try and extract it that way. Back to the welding area. Some of the big problem would have been the dirt packed around the diameter of the bolt in the hole, because that should have ripped that out of that housing. It's on the aluminium. Finally got that out. That definitely gave me a battle. I was expecting that sort of fight with the coupling, but now it looks like there's 2 more bolts holding on the front cover, so we're going to get them undone.
Hopefully.
So they're not coming undone either, but I'm going to leave them for now and flip it over and undo the other side. I'm going to grip it. The vise isn't big enough. Part number. Righto, so Karen has just discovered it is definitely made in Italy. It is clearly printed on the back of the pump, and just above that is the part number. So I'm going to be back in a minute to see if it's worthwhile us going any further with this or buying a new one now that we've been able to identify it.
Okay. What have you got? You got chicken? Hey, very noisy though.
So after a quick Google search, we weren't able to find this exact pump, but we did find an Australian parts distributor, but none of the parts on their website match up with this pump, so we're just going to keep disassembling and see what we find. So with that off, we can see the O-rings. They do look to be in pretty good condition. There is a little bit of debris in there, but considering the condition of the crane, I'm not surprised.
Uh-huh.
So that's the drive and idler gears removed. They do look to be in good condition, except for the spline that was exposed to the outside elements. And there is a little bit of wear on the bearing plate where the gears have been rubbing against, but it's really not that bad, and I don't think it's going to be a problem. That other plate should come out as well. Might have to come out the front. Hello.
Yeah.
Being retained by something.
It's meant to come out the other side once that's off.
Yeah. Now we need to try and get those other 2 bolts out so we can get the rest of this apart. Got to be joking. That is unreal. So those are very tight, they're giving us a battle as well. I don't want to keep going with an impact driver because all I'm going to do is strip out the heads of the bolts. So I'm going to take it over, bolt it down to the Zaya and get a breaker bar and hopefully undo them nicely.
Is that doing anything? Or bending?
Bending that and stripping the bolt.
Oh, it's twisted it. Oh, jeez. Did you?
Righto guys, so that didn't work. Those bolts were extremely tight and all I did was strip the head out of one of them and wreck a few hex drive bits. And there's no point trying to use heat because they are recessed so far down inside the housing. It'd be hard to get heat down far enough to penetrate the bolt to loosen it up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get it set up in the milling machine and use an end mill and we're going to remove the heads off the bolts.
Hang on a minute. That didn't come out before.
Didn't want to come out before.
Oh.
Oh.
That's the head of the bolt. Wow.
Now with the heads of the bolts removed, that cover should just come straight off.
Oh, are you serious?
Mm-hmm. So those threads aren't damaged at all. The only thing that was holding onto those bolts was the rust and the dirt that had compacted and basically cemented around the head into the housing. Now we can finish getting the rest of the seals removed.
Oh.
Get that from the front.
Oh. It's one of those rotational seals. Oh dear. That ain't good.
There's a spring.
Oh jeez. There we go.
Another one in. Righto guys, so that's our pump completely disassembled. Everything on the inside looks really good, but everything on the outside is pretty grubby and gonna need a really good cleanup. Next thing we need to do is get in contact with the parts supplier here in Australia and see if we can get ourselves a seal kit. Righto guys, so it has actually been about a week since we disassembled the pump and we don't have good news. Unfortunately, we weren't able to locate a replacement seal kit for this, and we did look down the path of getting seals made, but if we were to have any dramas in the future with the pump, we wouldn't be able to get anything directly off the shelf, and we've actually discovered this pump has been completely discontinued. But the good news is we were able to find a hydraulic pump distributor here in Australia that supplies Italian-made Mazzocchi pumps, and they were able to supply us a brand new one that is compatible and almost the same as the original. Now that's arrived, we're going to unbox it. So this new one set us back $1,200. It is a little bit more than I wanted to spend, considering I was hoping to get away with it with just a seal kit. But this is a brand new high quality pump, and parts are available off the shelf if we have any dramas. So the pump doesn't actually come with a coupling. That is something we will be able to buy off the shelf and adapt it to our motor. This pump has the exact same flow rate and capacity as the original one, and it does look pretty much exactly the same. The faceplate is pretty much identical. The only difference is the mounting holes in the new one are slotted. The other difference is the new pump on the inlet and outlet doesn't have 4 drilled and tapped holes to use a flange mounted fitting. Instead, the inlet and outlet are drilled and tapped, so you can screw in a hydraulic fitting. And all that means is we're just going to have to buy new fittings, but we were going to replace them anyway. So now that we've got this, that means all of the work we did pulling apart the original pump means nothing, and it's going to go in the bin. Now we can move forward with designing and manufacturing the mount for the front of the motor so we can fit the hydraulic pump, and we can also finalise the support bracket we're going to need to support the compressor. That's it for this part of the project. Thanks for watching.
It was just there, just under a little bit of dirt. It was there the whole time.
Yeah, but isn't it really weird how they printed the part number right above the name of it?
Weird that.
That is so weird.
It looks like a face.
And it does look pretty much exactly the same. And on the inlet side, the hydraulic oil is sucked. There is a name on the back of the pump. It does look to be Italian. There is a name on the pump. It does look that it... Oh, fuck me.
Start again.
They do look to be in good condition, except for this... Oh, fuck, I can't even say words. They do look to be in good condition, except... Okay. And they were able to supply us a pump that is... and they were able to supply us one that is... Oh, fuck me. And they were able to supply us one that was compatible and oh, fuck me. So this pump is actually a bit of a mystery. There is no name plaque on... Actually, that's not right here. Right. There is one name written on the back of it, but it looks like it is... But there were...
Far out.
Right. So this...
Stop.
What?
Staying right.
Okay. Right. Okay, wait. That's like right out of my vocabulary.
It's like your prompt for you to... You're right.
It's my
Yep.
default.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
You've got to say it. I feel like your brain is like...
Okay, I'll just say, so. Right. Oh, fuck.
Just keep going, it's fine.
I need to say it again.
Just say it, whatever.
Right. So after a quick Google search, we did... Oh, wait, what did we find?
Hey. Oh.
Why is everything so tight?
I thought you were strong.
Challenges.
No, don't. You'll break something.
Double fuck.
So, put it in a bin.